Salutations readers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nkechi, and for today this is going to be Minnesota Autumn Diary number 10. So, we're finally doing some autumn diaries because, if you do not know, if you're new here, autumn is literally my favorite season, especially in Minnesota, because Minnesota looks really beautiful, especially with all the trees and the breeze and the clear skies and autumn. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I love it. However, we're not there just yet as far as in weather and temperature. We're not quite in autumn yet, but I am calling it an autumn diary because, well, it's September. And not only that, but I also am excited to say that I am officially participating in the Magical Readathon that's hosted by G from Book Roast, and I will be linking down below a couple of videos. I for sure am linking down below, though, in the video description, the link to the announcement video for the autumn equinox, but I'm also going to link down below for anyone who is actually just interested in this readathon and who wants to even participate. I will also link down below a beginner's guide, because G did make a beginner's guide, I think last year, on how to join as well, so check that out down below if you're interested in joining. But if you do not know, the Magical Readathon is a RPG style readathon where you create a character, and this character is pretty much in this world of Aldea, and they attend this Magical Academy that's in the middle of Aldea called Orilium. And yeah, there's like different callings, which pretty much are just like majors, you know, for the school, and then it's like 4 years to I guess to graduate if you stick with that calling throughout the spring and autumn semesters. Usually, the spring semester, which is pretty much just called the spring equinox, takes place in April. And then in the past, the autumn equinox used to take place in August. But now, and I think from now moving forward, autumn equinox will be taking place in September instead of August. So for me, I literally did create a character. Here's my character right here. Their name is Uche Leonore. They are a part of the guild, the Mindwalkers, and there are guilds and stuff. It's a whole thing. Again, it's going to be explained in the beginner's guide video, if you check it out. But yeah, my character is in the Mindwalkers guild, and the calling that I chose was Mind Mender, and of course I'm going to be a novice because, like, first of all, I didn't even do the spring equinox version for this calling at all. But you know what? We're going to pretend that I did, okay? So to complete this calling, I just need to read 6 books, and I already have the prompts for that. And I actually did manage to read one book that fit for one of the prompts. Also, I'm interested in reading some other books that are not going to fit for the readathon as well. But you know what? If I can find ways to make it work, I'll make it work, okay? And now today is Wednesday, and I also do have plans for today as far as like going to the library, because I do need to pick up a library hold and return library books as well. And also I'll be doing some other things, like some hobby things. I've been doing some crocheting. I've been working on some granny squares, and as you can tell by the colors, they're very much autumnal themed. So I am trying to make a lot of granny squares, because I was actually inspired by Katie from Katie's Reading. She crocheted a blanket out of like I think 120 granny squares, and now I'm like, you know what, why not? I should try that. Like, why not? Might as well just give it a shot. So for right now, I'm just sticking to like these colors. I might have to switch out to other colors because that's a lot of squares, and I've never crocheted that many squares before. So that's gonna be something I'm gonna try to do in this video diary. Am I gonna finish it in this video diary? Hell fucking no. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I can tell this is gonna be a longer vlog, so just prepare yourself for that. But anyways, that is it. That's all I have for y'all right now. Salutations, y'all. Today is September 6th, and I have finally finished one book for this readathon, and that is Toward Eternity by Anton Hur. This book came out literally, I think, nearly 2 months ago. It came out like in July, and I wasn't sure which class this would fit for, but it definitely fit more in restoration, and I think I'm using it for ordinary grade, so Night Dew, with night sky on the cover. So, Toward Eternity is a queer sci-fi speculative novel by Anton Hur, who is mostly known for, I think he's actually just really known for to being a translator. He has translated a lot of works, and I think this is his only novel that's written in English. Apparently he has written a novel that's in Korean. Now this is pretty much a sci-fi novel where we follow multiple characters, but it started off with just one character who wanted to use nanotechnology to help with like cancer treatments, to like pretty much add more longevity to a human's lifespan, despite like having a terminal illness. So there is content regarding cancer. It's definitely mentioned for at least the beginning part of the story, but then it starts to evolve into having more long-lasting effects onto a person, but also to humanity itself. It's very interesting, honestly. It doesn't really follow like a central character. We actually follow multiple characters throughout time, like centuries. And it's just interesting to see on how Anton Her really explores the idea of what it means to be human, especially when you add in technology to biology, and especially to extend human longevity, like the human lifespan. And also very much interesting science, which I don't fully quite understand the science stuff. I'm not a science nerd like that, but it's just very interesting. And I really like the narrators as well. I think there are 4 narrators, even though we have like more than 4 people we're following through, but it does go full circle though. So sure, we have so many characters that we're following, but it does go in like a linear way, because we kind of have like this notebook where the beginning is kind of like a researcher who's starting up with this experiment with a nanotechnology, writes their notes and writes actually the entire story through a notebook, and then we get this notebook being passed throughout time from one person to another throughout these experiments, and then how as time has evolved and also humanity has evolved regarding this technology in itself, we have seen as well and how this kind of technology has been used to the point of, well, what you would expect for such technology, and the way that you could advance it into possibly being weapons and all of the things, and stuff like that. Very much looking a little bleak, not gonna lie. But I just find it so fascinating, and how Anton Her talks about like humanity and like using this technology, but also talk about storytelling and poetry. There seems to be like connective tissue regarding like everyone within every single perspective we follow, and regarding poetry, writing, and storytelling, even language as well, which I think makes sense because Anton Her is a translator. So I think it would make sense to have like this talk regarding like evolution of time and also technology, but it also makes sense to talk about storytelling, language, and especially since that it does tie into humanity, but also seeing how language in and of itself could just be its own thing, and then as humans, we are just a conduit of language, which I find that to be a very interesting take. I'm not really familiar with such a, like that, think of it in that way. I don't know, this book just made me think about humanity in a different way than you would think in something that like post-apocalyptic sci-fi books you would read. And yeah, it was just really well narrated. I really like all the narrators. I did find the perspectives to be very, very interesting. And I just think that the actual ideas that Anton Her explores in this novel, which really is short, it's not a novella, but it is a short novel. The audiobook is only 7 hours long. So it's very interesting. It was really interesting to me just to think about how you can pack so much of this into just a small, short novel. So that's why I really highly recommend to anyone who's like a fan of like science fiction or wants to try science fiction to try this one out. It does have this like somewhat of a literary feel to it, even though it's more hard sci-fi than like literary fiction. But I felt the essence of literary fiction, and I think it's really, really cool. So highly recommended, not gonna lie. And I give this book 5 stars. I really love this book, and I really am looking forward to seeing what Anton Her will write next if he continues to write more novels. But I will be reading though books that he's translated though. I'm now wanting to check out the book he's translated. But I will have to let y'all, I do need to warn y'all though, on some kind of warnings. There is definitely graphic death. We do also have graphic war depictions and genocide of the human race. For more than that, oh, miscarriage is definitely one perspective, something about miscarriage and grief, very important there. Violence for sure. And then we do have minor things regarding cancer, because again, cancer is mentioned. Not a big thing, but it did start off the ground running for this book. Colonization and transphobia a little bit as well. And I do have to say as well, I feel like there was something else, but I can't remember. Oh yeah, it was, I think, a little bit of suicidal thoughts. Just a little bit sprinkled in there. So, fair warning on all of that. But yeah, I do recommend though reading Toward Eternity if you have not checked it out. It's not very long. I highly recommend the audiobook. So, yep, here we are. And so far, 1 book down, 6 and 5 more to go. Now, as far as my next book, I don't know which one I'm gonna do. I mean, now that I finally read 1 book for this vlog, I actually feel like I actually have some momentum now to continue reading. But anyways, I will talk to you all again whenever I finish another book for this readathon. Alright, salutations. I do not know where this clip is going to go for any future vlog, but I just want to have this clip here anyways. But I just want to show a little bit of book mail. So both of these ones are from Pango. I already know which of these books are, but y'all don't know. And I haven't read these ones. I actually just got them from Pango because they seemed interesting. And I was like, you know what? Let's give this a shot, shall we? Okay, so I got a copy of The Spice Gate by, I'm not really sure how to pronounce the author's name, but I think it's Prashanth Srivatsa. I think so. I think that's how you pronounce it. I could be wrong. But yeah, this book actually came out this year. I don't know if this is a debut novel. Yeah, this is actually a debut novel. It is like an adventure fantasy. Has to do something with spices. Oh yeah, it also says there's a debut standalone fantasy novel perfect for readers of Ken Liu's Dandelion Dynasty, S.A. Chakraborty's David Bond trilogy, and Andrea Stewart's Drowning Empire. Now, granted, I have not actually read the Dandelion Dynasty, and I've not read the David Bond trilogy or Drowning Empire. However, those books sounded really interesting to me, especially the Dandelion Dynasty, honestly. And now that I've read something from S.A. Chakraborty, The Adventures of Amin al-Sarabi specifically, it seemed up my alley. So I was like, you know what, let me just give this a shot. This could actually be a really good debut novel. Also, this book literally retails at $30, and I got it for less than $10. So I felt like if I was going to try this one out and actually own it, this is the best way to go about it. And there was not a lot of copies that were in Pango, so decided to snag a copy already. So yep, there's the Spice Gate. Now this book here is actually paperback. I already know what this one is, but I'll just show y'all real quick. And here is the book, The Story of the 100 Promises by Neil Kocharan. This book I actually heard of because of Audrey from Perpetual Pages. They read this one, I think, a few months ago and really enjoyed it. I think I remember it being some sort of like a retelling of something. Was it Beauty and the Beast retelling? Yeah, a loose retelling of Beauty and the Beast that centers queer and trans characters. Yep, that's what it was. And I was like, you know what? I'm sold. I'm here for that, okay? I'm totally here for queer retellings of any, like, fairy tale. Like, fairy tale retellings regarding queer and trans characters, I'm here for it, okay? And Audrey just really sold me on it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to check this book out. And yeah, it's not very long. It's also a standalone. It seems to be, it looks like it's from like a very small independent publisher. I figured, you know what, let's just give this a shot. But anyways, just really happy and excited to show y'all the 2 books that I got from Pango and the 2 novellas that I was gifted by Macmillan. So yep, these are all the books that I have to show y'all for today. And back to the vlog. Alright, salutations, y'all. So, just came back from the library and taking the bus and things. So, just got some updates, of course. Y'all already saw, though, but I finally picked up a physical copy of Amari and the Despicable Wonders by B.B. Alston, the third book in the Supernatural Investigation series. And yeah, I do have the audiobook as well. So, this is actually going to be a hybrid read moment, and I do want to read it for... I forgot... Okay, I want to read this for Qualified, for Psionics and Divination for my calling, which was to read a book with like the same letter appeared in the title 4 more times, and the letter A has appeared like 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this one has like A that's been appearing like 4 times. I think there's a lot of E's. 1, 2, 3, 4 E's as well. So I will be reading this book for that prompt. I am reading another book as well that could fit for this prompt, but I think I'm going to put this book for that prompt because this book I want to read more. And also, middle grade. I'll get through this book way faster than the other book. Okay, I do want to do some reading updates. So that was library haul update. Let me talk about real quick a reading update. The book that I started while I was at the library, or on my way to the library actually, was Passion for the Heist by Kwan. Now this is urban fiction, and I've never read any urban fiction before. Like I've read urban fantasy, don't get me wrong, but I've never read straight up urban fiction. So I wanted to give this a shot because I actually was gifted this audiobook from Macmillan Audio, so thanks to them for that one. And it literally came out like last month, like August 27th, I think. And I've never heard of this author either, but I just wanted to just give it a shot. I was like, okay, this seems sort of interesting. Where we follow, I think we're following 2 people. One of them, his nickname is Pain, and I think he used to be incarcerated, but then he got out of incarceration recently, and he's trying to be in the straight and narrow. And then we follow this woman named Passion, who I think she's supposed to get robbed, I think, and that's when she meets Pain, and they're supposed to fall in love, something like that. I don't really know, something like that. That's the idea, that's the synopsis. Did I get very far? No. Honestly, I actually DNF'd this book, so that's unfortunate. Started it today and DNF'd it on the same day. I got to like 8%, which is pretty much around the 3rd chapter. Now, I'm not one to DNF a book that quickly, especially for an arc, but I had to DNF the book that quickly because honestly, I don't think this is... I don't know if it's the genre itself or if this is the author. I don't really know because, again, first time, so I don't know. I generally do not know. But this is just, it just didn't work for me. First of all, there were no content warnings provided, and I don't really like that because there was a very graphic sexual assault scene of a minor that, first of all, I didn't even know there would be teenagers, like teenage characters in this story. Like, Passion's a teenager, and that confused me because I was like, wait. We have teenage characters? I thought it was an adult book. Why do we have teenagers? No warning, nothing. And I don't really appreciate that at all. Also, I was not aware of like very graphic sexual content as well. But again, I don't know the conventions of urban fiction like that. And especially not from this author at all. So, I don't know. I just wanted to give this book a shot, and yeah, that shot was missed. It was a missed shot because this book just did not work for me. I don't like that. We also have child sexual abuse. There's drug use as well. I just wish that this was provided with content warnings, but maybe if you're used to urban fiction, you don't need it. But like, I don't know. I just feel as though if you're not aware and it's the first try, it is your first time, this is not the book to start off with. And also, I wasn't quite a fan of the omniscient narrator. So like, we do have the 2 main characters, right? Passion and like, I think it's Parrish, but nicknamed Pain. But then we also get the thoughts, though, of, like, other characters as well. And I'm like, I don't really like the POVs hopping like that. I don't like omniscient narration. It really confuses me. I think it's really cool, though, if you're, like, doing, like, a visual media. But, like, in written form, it really confuses me when I'm listening to the audiobook, so I don't really like that, so that didn't help things either. But overall, this book was just a miss for me. And I'm not gonna write off the genre, but I definitely am gonna be, like, I'm gonna try to do way more better due diligence regarding the genre itself, and also the authors who write within this genre to see what would really work for me, or if this is just a genre that I just cannot read from. I don't know. We shall see, but for right now, it's just not working for me, so I'm just gonna dip off with that one. But anyways, that's Passion for the Heist by Kwan, so there's that. But anyways, let's end off with some book mail. I already know what the book mail is in here. It's actually from a publisher. This is very fascinating. Well, I officially have a physical copy of Odd Spirits by S.E. Gibson. This is the prequel novella to Evocation, or the Summoner Circle series. So this actually was originally, I think it was a shorter novella. Yeah, it was a shorter novella, and it was separate from Evocation, but then now it's been republished and rewritten, slightly revised, and also, not slightly, it's definitely revised to fit into the Summoner Circle series, and also to fix any correction regarding the representation of bisexuality, because it originally was not really well written in that sense, but now it's been rewritten and revised to make it better. I am surprised though on the fact that it's in hardcover. Like, I've never, like, is this a finished copy? And also, it reminds me of like the arc that I got of Evocation, like the arc, because the actual cover of Evocation is different. But like, I really thought that the cover of Odd Spirits would be different, because the design is very much remind me of my arc of Evocation. But like, I don't know, this actually looks like a finished copy. Yeah, this is like a whole finished copy. This is not even an arc. This is just a finished copy of the book. I'm actually surprised. I genuinely thought it would be an arc. But yeah, see, there's the end pages. Oh, there's even interior art in here? Wait a minute. Oh, I actually like this. Ooh, look at that, y'all. Look at that. Oh, that's so cool. There's some actual, like, art in here. This is super cool. Okay, well, this novella is getting straight up points just for this. And also, it's completely naked. Like, there is no dust jacket at all, which I think is really, really cool. And it's so nice and small fit for a novella. Look how shiny this is. Look at that. Look at that. So, yes, thank you, Angry Robot Books, for a pretty much finished copy of Odd Spirits. The book comes out October 8th, so I was genuinely surprised that I'm getting a finished copy of this book, so I'm happy about that. Anyways, that's it, y'all. See y'all later. Salutations, y'all. It is literally like Thursday night, so just want to give y'all a quick update. I didn't really read at all. I haven't done much reading, honestly. I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know. I'm just really not in the mood to read for some reason, even though I have a lot of options to read. Not just for Magical Readathon, but just for like this time of year. So don't know what's going on right now. We're still struggling on the reading slump a little bit, but I went out and about today because one of my younger siblings visited from college, and now they came here for a bit, then they went back to their dorm and stuff. But while they were here, we were out and about, and I actually got a couple of books while we were out and about, and they're both like new releases, and I have mentioned these books in I think my anticipated releases video. Actually, both of them I do have arcs for, so I actually have now the finished copies, because that tells you how I have not been doing well with my arc reading, is to the point that now I'm getting the finished copies of arcs, of books that I have arcs for. So yeah, not doing great here, but you know what, we're gonna push through. We're gonna be fine. It's fine. We're gonna make it work. We're making it work. It's a reading, I don't know, this year I feel like I've been in this really weird reading slump, which is weird. I still read a lot of books, but yet not as many books as I thought I would at this point in time. So not happy about it, but we're making it work. We're making it work. It's okay. I'm a little bit slumpy, but we'll see how it goes. We shall see. But one of the books though I did purchase today was Immortal Dark by Tejas Jerma. This is the first book in a new trilogy. It literally came out September 3rd, actually. And I do have an advanced listening copy from Hachette Audio. So now that I have a finished copy here, I will be probably doing a hybrid read. And it does have the really nice spread edges. I think y'all can read it this way. Yep, and also it does have that pesky sticker here. I do need to get rid of it. But yeah, I do now have a copy of Immortal Dark, and I am really looking forward to actually just having a physical copy of it, because I just think that this is going to be a book that will work for me. So, really cool. Add that to the collection. And then I went to a Half Price Books, and I was really hoping that they would have this in stock. Because sometimes they do have, like, of course, you know, they have the used books, but then sometimes they do have, like, new release books, as well as, like, pretty much just brand new books, but, like, a discounted price. So I was really hoping that they'll have this book, and they did. They finally have Compound Fracture by Andrew Joseph White. I am currently reading my e-arc, but I have to get a physical book. Like, I had to, because I already have Paul Fall With Us, I already have The Spirit Bears His Teeth, so I knew that I had to get Compound Fracture. It was just a must. And I really like the end pages. Like the end pages, y'all, is really, really cool. I don't know if it's the same throughout. Oh, no, wait, they're actually different. The end pages on the back here are different. So yes, very happy and excited that I got these 2 new release books onto my physical shelf. One of them is a TBR, one of them is a current read, and they both came out at the same day. I'm very happy to get these 2 books today, add that to the shelf. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is really the update, y'all. I don't have anything else to update, except that also I've been playing a lot on the family Switch. I've been playing some Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Having a lot of fun time with that, honestly. I'm actually getting closer and closer to like finishing the game, but I'm just doing some more exploring stuff. We're making progress, and also been playing Splatoon 3 because it's like a very big event that's going on in this game as of like today. Working on through that. Again, I think my problem right now is that I have too many hobbies. That's what it is. I have too many hobbies because again, you know, I'm reading, but then I'm gaming, and also I'm doing like my crochet project. I'm doing a lot of things. I'm doing too many things. I kind of need to like make it all work, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna make it all work. But anyways, the next time I update y'all, hopefully it will be with a substantial actual reading update, you know? Something of reading substance. Okay? Okay.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young, and it's just begun, as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull stars from the sky, just 2 hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be 2 hearts running wild. Now the morning is the afternoon. We lay awake in bed. The laughs so loud as the hours pass. We're gonna do it all again. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull stars from the sky, just 2 hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be, we're gonna be 2 hearts running wild. The moonlight, summer sky, it was the best we ever had. And we'll stay on forever.
Salutations, y'all. It is Saturday night. Did not update y'all yesterday. I didn't have much to update, even though I did at the same time. I don't know. I didn't feel like updating yesterday, so I'm gonna update today because I actually did a lot today. So my youngest sibling literally visited again because, well, since they're so close, might as well visit. So we did that. We also walked around like their school, since it was like on like a busier street, so there's a lot of stuff around. So we just walked around. We got like our drink orders at like Wesley Andrews, which was actually really cool because I've never been to that like coffee shop at all, and they had really good drinks. Like the drinks were actually like really good. We all enjoyed it, so very happy about that. And then at Cheapo Disc, that's when I got some movies because sure, I mean, you could, you know, watch movies through streaming, you know, but like, I do like having the actual physical media of like DVD, especially if things are not available in certain streaming sites, unless you have to have a specific subscription. Studio Ghibli films, every single one of the Studio Ghibli films are literally available on HBO Max. Do I have HBO Max? No. So my problem is the fact that there are a small handful of Studio Ghibli films I have not seen and I don't have access to. Hence, I decided to purchase a copy of Only Yesterday. And I wanted to get this one out of the few that I have not seen because this is directed by this is the same director, Isao Takahata. He's the director of The Tale of the Princess Kaguya and Whisper of the Heart. Whisper of the Heart is my favorite Studio Ghibli film. So since he's the director of this one, I figured I cannot go wrong with the ones he's directed specifically. Now, not all the Studio Ghibli films I have particularly loved. A lot of them are really, really good. Don't get me wrong. Masterpieces even. But there were just a small handful of them that like, okay, this doesn't really work for me. Or I'm not as interested. This one, though, I am quite interested in. So, happy about that. And then I just had to get this other film because I was like, it's less than $1. And also, I really enjoy watching it when it was on Netflix. And that is Monster High 13 Wishes. If you're a Monster High fan, y'all already know what this movie is. But, yeah, this is actually it's actually not my favorite, but this was the only Monster High movie that they had that I was interested in, and also it's less than $1. So I was like, why not just get the physical media of it? Like, I've never had like an actual DVD of Monster High, so why not one of my favorites? And then this other one, this movie, I was just shocked that they even had it, but I'm also really glad, and that is 9. Now, if you do not know what this film is, like, you're not familiar with like the lore of this film, I don't even know how to like really explain it. But like, this was a film that I used to watch as like a kid, but I didn't really like it. First of all, it was really, really scary. Very scary as a kid to me. Didn't understand what was going on. But now that I'm older, I have a much more appreciation towards this film. And my mom literally had a DVD, got rid of it because we were not vibing with it. And now we're like, okay, well, I think we're older now. We can actually really appreciate 9 now that we're older than we did back then. So very much happy that I scored these 3 movies right here. This one, Only Yesterday, is going to have to go upstairs because this one has to fit in with the rest of our Studio Ghibli collection. Because yes, we do own a lot of Studio Ghibli films. We've seen them almost all, so might as well. And then these ones I'm going to keep for myself, but this one is going upstairs. So happy though that I got these 3. But that's what I did today. Yesterday, I went to the library so I can pick up a hold. I was able to pick up a physical copy of the Seventh Veil of Salome by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is her newest release. And I actually was surprised I even got a chance to even pick up physically. But yeah, this one I know for sure is a lot more historical fiction, as far as like Silvia Moreno Garcia. Because I know that a lot of her works are like historical fiction, horror-like. She's mostly like, I think, a horror author, but this one is less supernatural, paranormal, horror. Like, this is just straight up historical fiction. I'm like, you know what? Why not? It's also not very long either, so whenever I'm in the mood for it, why not? It's a little bit over 300 pages. Why not? And if I'm not vibing with it physically, I did put a hold for the audiobook, so whenever that comes in, I check out the audiobook, whichever one comes first. But I do also though have an actual reading update because I did finally start reading Amari and the Despicable Wonders by B.B. Alston. This is the 3rd book in the Supernatural Investigation series. This is not the final book. If anyone's wondering, this is not a trilogy. This is not the final book. There are more books coming, which is actually really cool because honestly, thinking about like the synopsis of this book, I'm like, I don't know how the hell we're gonna finish all this in like one book. Also, I do want more Amari books, not gonna lie. This is a fun middle grade fantasy series and I think it deserves to have more books. Although I don't really like the idea though that the books come in hardcover and the retail price is like $20. Like, what's up with that? I feel as though that's a little bit too much for a middle grade book, but then again, what do I know? I'm like a little bit over 100 pages, so I think I'm nearly about 30% I think I'm about a third into the book, and I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm doing a hybrid reading experience for this one, so I am listening to it via audio. I'm pretty much a faster speed since it is middle grade. But I really am, though, having a good time with reading this book, and also it is helping me a little bit with my reading slump, at least a little bit. Again, I am trying to just... I'm in this really weird mental rut right now, so... I don't know, it's really weird. But as far as the book itself though, is good. It's very much fun, and I'm having a good time just reading it. And I just want to continue on reading to see what's going to happen next. And I am a little bit stressed though. I'm not going to lie, I am kind of stressed. And also I did forget what happened in the Mario the Great Game. I was like, wait, what happened in that book? I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. I kind of forgot about what happened. Yeah, but thankfully though, when I was reading it, it started to come to me because the book reminded me in certain points, like, as far as like what happened, and I was like, oh right, I remember now. Yeah, this and this and that happened. Cool. Yeah, maybe I should have done a reread of like at least the second book. Cause I'm not gonna reread the first book. I don't need to reread that far back. But the second book I really should have reread, just like to get a sense of like, wait, what even happened beforehand? But you know what? It's fine. I didn't like completely forget. I just need to be reminded. That's all. And the book reminded me, so we're here. But yeah, having a good time with this one. I just need to read more of it. Tomorrow I am gonna be, I'm not gonna be out and about like I was today, but I gotta go with my mom to do some things, and I'm gonna be there for a while, so I'm gonna be bringing this book with me. So at least that's an opportunity for me to get further into this book. So yes, so that's something for me to work on, and it does fit for, what was it? The significance of reoccurrence, right, for psionics and divination. Although, maybe I should fit this for spells and incantations, the ordinary, because that one is like charm, where you have to read like a 5-star prediction, and honestly I can't see this book being like a 5-star read for me. I don't think it could be not a 5-star. I don't know, have I given any of the Amari books 5 stars? I feel like I did, but I don't quite remember if I did. Hold on, let me check Storygraph. Huh, that's interesting. No, I have not. None of them have even been close to a 5-star. They've been really high. They're still like well rated, but like they're not. Only Amari and the Great Gang was a 4. Amari and the Night Brothers was a 3.5. Okay, well, I'm having a lot of fun time with this one, so this one could actually fit for a 5-star prediction. I have trouble, honestly, with 5-star predictions, because I'm just like, why on earth would I give a book that much high expectation, you know? But like, since I'm about a third of the way through, I don't see why this could not be a 5-star. Like, it's a really good middle grade fantasy. It works. It's really, really good. This is a series that I would genuinely recommend to anyone in this age group. It's fine. It works. The characters are relatable. The writing's really good. It has a very much interesting like world and plot, like the stakes, you know? So I think this actually could work for spells and incantations more so than psionics and divination. We'll have to still need to work on those psionics and divination though, but at least for spells and incantations, this can that one could actually work. And in fact, why not actually? Now that I think even more about like the title of the book, if you read the book, you know, but this one actually should work for spells and incantations, not gonna lie. But anyways, that's really all I have for y'all right now. I will update y'all. Hopefully by the time I update y'all, I'm either read, like fully finished reading Amari and the Despicable Wonders, or I'm just further into the book. But you know, knowing me, I tend to just pivot to another book anyway, so I don't know, don't listen to what I gotta say. Who knows? I don't even believe, I don't know. But yeah, point is though, I will update y'all later. Alright, salutations y'all. It is Tuesday, and I have actually a lot of things to update y'all on. So first up, book mail. I got this from Pengo, so I already know what the book is in here, but I'm just here to do a little bit of an unboxing. Ooh, they even wrapped the book up for me. That's so nice. Alright, here is the book, A Dark and Drowning Tide by Alison Sept. This is also the Aardvark edition as well, because I just saw it on Pengo and it's like, oh sure, why not get the Aardvark one? Because actually today, as I'm recording anyways, the book actually comes out officially today. So Aardvark actually had like an early release kind of thing. And actually when you do get the book, apparently it's in paperback, so you don't even get it as a hardcover if you do get the new release one, which is fine. I think it makes sense, honestly. I prefer if it would have been paperback, but I actually do like a nice Aardvark hardcover, just for like the actual cover of it itself. You know, I really like the feeling of an Aardvark book. So I was like, you know what, let's just get this instead of waiting until like someone sells like a paperback copy. Also, this was one of my most anticipated releases of the year, so I'm like, yes, I really, really want a copy of this. So yeah, very, very happy. But getting that book is not the only update I have for y'all, because I also do have reading updates, because I actually have been reading a lot. I even finished 2 books since the last time I updated y'all. First off, I did finish reading Amari and the Despicable Wonders last night. I was reading it during my reading sprints, and yeah, I really had a great time with Amari and Despicable Wonders. I think this is a really great installment into the series, and this is definitely my favorite book in the series. And just seeing how like we explore more of Amari's character and like her friends, and also a little bit more of the supernatural world once I remembered, because it's been actually over 18 months since I've read Amari and the Great Game, and I did not do a reread of those 2 books, which is fine. I mean, not the greatest, but I was able to at least remember certain things. But also, I just think that the way that B.B. Alston has written Amari, and also just this series in general, it's just been really good. It's so fascinating, so engaging, so fun. I felt stressed, though, don't get me wrong. As much as this series has been fun to read, I've also been stressed. I was like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? But I'm also just like, well, there's gonna be more books, but that doesn't mean something bad ain't gonna happen. And things have happened. I'm not happy. I was like, wait a minute. We're going to go this route. We went this route. I was like, child, I did not appreciate. Not going to spoil nothing here, y'all. But, ooh, I did not appreciate certain things. I was like, wait, why are we going to go this way? We didn't have to do all this. Now, did we? Did we have to go this way? B.B. Alston? Why? Why? Honestly, I was hurt in the feels. I was like, I don't appreciate this. I did not appreciate what was done. But you know what? It was a real good story regardless. So, gotta give them flowers for that. Not a perfect 5-star, but I did read this for Spells and Incantation for the ordinary grade, which is to read a 5-star prediction. And I'm not really one for 5-star predictions, not gonna lie, but I just thought that if this book ended up being a 5-star, I think it deserved it, but ended up being a 4.5, which is fine. Close enough. So yeah, this was a hybrid read, even though I really focused more on reading this one with my eyeballs and less so relying on the audiobook. So less so of a hybrid, but still excited that I'm very, very happy that I managed to read Amari and the Despicable Wonders. And then after I finished Amari, I decided to start just another book because I was like, okay, let me think of what other books could I read for that fits my Magical Readathon prompts. And then I realized, wait a minute, at this point I've already done the ordinary grades for the courses that I need to go through. So let me do the ordinary grade for Psionics and Divination, which is to read a favorite author's debut book. And at first I was thinking of for one author, like Isabel Cañas, but I was like, well, I want to read it like kind of like quickly a little bit, and the audiobook was unavailable, so I thought about a different author. And I was like, wait a minute, why not Avi Blake? At this point, even though I did not love the Atlas 6, I did really enjoy One for My Enemy, Masters of Death, and loved Alone with You in the Ether. So at this point, Avi Blake is more of a favorite author because she's had more hits with me than a miss. So I decided to go with Avi Blake. Now, granted though, Avi Blake is a pen name. And her first novel that was traditionally published is actually a young adult title that she went by with her real name, Alexine Farrell Fulmuth. So the book that I read for the ordinary grade of Spells and Incantations was My Mechanical Romance. This book came out like a couple of years ago, and this is literally like Avi Blake or Alexine Farrell Fulmuth's like a debut novel. So I was like, okay, cool. And it was like 9 hours long, and I listened to it on like 2x speed, so I finished it pretty quickly. And this one genuinely surprised me. So the setup of this story, because honestly I didn't even read the synopsis. I was like, okay, this is her debut novel. All right, cool, why not? I didn't even bother with reading the synopsis at all, so I don't know what's in the synopsis, to be quite honest with you. But based on what I remember from reading it, we follow 2 people. We follow Belle and Theo. So Belle is like a new transfer student, and she's gone to this new school in her senior year, and she's not really trying to think too much about her future or anything. She didn't even finish her college applications, even though they were due really, really soon. But then she has like a high achieving, kind of like overachieving kind of like mother. It's like, hey, make sure you get like A's, and you know, like, oh great. So then she was about to get a C and an assignment, and instead of not getting that C, she ends up having to be a tryout for the robotics team, since she seems to actually really be good in math and science, especially like tech and building things. So she does that. She reluctantly joins the robotics team, and they have Theo, who is pretty much like this rich kid who always feels like he has to like not just like be the best, but like being the one to like the main leader kind of a thing. That kind of pressure that has been put upon himself, but also he puts to himself, if that makes sense. And it's pretty much like a romance between the 2 of them. And it's also really talking about self-worth. It talks a lot about, I feel like it does talk a little bit more like the self-worth as far as what you want to do, but also making sure you can do things you want to do, but also to talk about like girls and like women in like STEM, specifically though regarding like the tech world. So there is a lot of talk about sexism and misogyny. A lot of sexism and misogyny is on page. And also we also get instances as well with regarding Belle emotionally, with regarding like her parents, because her parents are divorced, recently divorced too. So there's that kind of like emotional tension between her and her mom and like her dad as well, and that dynamic. And which I found that to be a very interesting thing to actually focus on this book, to be honest, because, well, I can totally relate, not gonna lie. Not in the same way that in the book went about it, but, like, I can relate regarding dealing with divorced parents. But, like, I don't know, I think it was just really cool to actually like talk about that feeling as like being a child of divorced parents, especially recently divorced parents in high school. I don't know, it just felt really relatable, and I really liked how that was written. And I also like the way that how Falmouth also went about Belle wanted to get into like robotics and stuff, even though she wasn't sure what to do with her future, but like just getting into it. I mean, granted, you know, she hasn't been like preparing herself to enter in that world, because there was a character that I felt like it was kind of a hater to her, but she honestly was giving her some good points about like, hey, you need to be prepared yourself for what you're trying to get into. Like, you got into the robotics team because a boy, specifically Teo, said that he wanted you there, not because of much of the merit of what she's done, you know, if that makes sense. Which I think is a really good distinction as far as that, because I really thought she was being a hater, but honestly that character made some good points there. So yeah, I don't know, this was just a really good young adult romance book, which I can't say for a lot of young adult romances. I mean, I don't tend to read a lot, but of the ones I do, most of them are not hits. Most of them are misses. But this one was honestly like an instant hit for me, and I gave this one 4.5 stars. It was just really, really good. And then now I'm actually really excited to check out 12th Night, which I do own physically. So yeah, now I'm just really curious. I'm like, okay, now I need to read 12th Night, because like, if she can do it this good with My Mechanical Romance, I have to read the sophomore young adult novel. Like, that's the next one. I gotta read it. So yeah, honestly, I just been reading some really good books lately, and I'm glad about that. And I think I'm starting to build some sort of like an actual reading momentum now, so I don't feel much of like I'm in this weird rut. So now I'm actually like in the mood, really more in the mood to read, which is good. That's what I needed. I needed to revive that momentum. But anyways, I think that's it, really. I think I'm gonna end the vlog here today. So let's wrap up of all the books I've read. Even though I did film this particular clip a while ago, I did read, and I am including footage for this vlog, so I'm counting that I read it for this vlog, okay? That I read Toward Eternity by Anton Hur. I give this book 5 stars, read it via audio. New release too, so, you know, check it out. Next up is, again, Amari and the Despicable Wonders, 4.5 stars, highly read. New release, I recommend. My Mechanical Romance, 4.5 stars. A little bit more of a backlisted title, but I definitely do recommend to just check it out. And then Passion for the Heist, very quick and swift hard DNF at like 8%. New release, but yeah, I don't think urban fiction is really meant for me, or if it could, maybe not from this author. But hey, I tried. Can't say that I didn't try. But yes, that's it, y'all. That's all I've read, and yeah, I think that's really it. So thanks y'all for watching this video diary. I hope this was entertaining, or at least interesting for y'all. Definitely at least got through halfway through my Magical Readathon TBR, at least. I mean, I don't have an official TBR, but like halfway through the books that I really need. So far, I got 3 books, 3 more to go. So I'm halfway there. And now I need to also log the books. I forgot I need to still log my reading for Amari and My Mechanical Romance. So I gotta do that next. But anyways, yep, that is it. Thank you all for watching. Like this video if you like it. Comment down below any of y'all's thoughts on these books. Also, comment down below if you're participating in the Magical Readathon. What guild are you a part of? What's your calling? You know, I'm curious. Also, what's the name of your character, if you don't mind sharing? I don't know. I'm curious. Also, if you're new to the channel, this is your first time seeing me, and you want to, you know, see more of my videos, highly recommend subscribing. And if you're into this far into the video and you don't really have much to say, but you want to let me know you're here, leave me a castle emoji in honor of, like, the Magical Readathon. That is it. Thank you all for coming on to this video and coming over to my channel, and I hope to see you on my next one. Bye!